Hey guys, Jantone here. So today I'm starting a bit of a new series on this game, Penumbra Overture. It's a part of a series made by the same developers who made Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I'm really excited to get into this. I haven't uploaded on the channel in a little bit here, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm quite excited to get back into this. Not only do I get to play another pretty good horror game, but I also am finally back. Thank goodness. Sorry it's been such a long time, but hey, here we go. Let's go ahead and play on normal mode, because that's just a little bit in between. I don't want to overdo it or nothing, but I also think easy might be a bit too easy.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it, so when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him. Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered internally what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
So this is as much as like Amnesia. It's a very story-based horror game in this case. Finally, we're docked. I'd better stow my gear. I may be far from home, but chances are I can still pick things up using the left mouse, and I can take a closer look at things using the right mouse. Okay. It seems... Okay. Certainly this map's a good decade or so out of date, but landmarks don't change much in Greenland, so I've got a pretty decent idea of where I'm heading. Seems like we got the same guy who played Daniel, I think, playing this main character here. Oh, physics are just about as fun as they were in that game. I think this is the same engine, probably just like worse graphics. Not that I mind, these graphics are pretty nice looking, considering the age. Always good to have a notebook and to jot down interesting information and reminders. Cool, cool. And B, okay. I think I left my torch in the desk drawer next to the bed. It can be opened using the left mouse on it, holding the button down and moving the mouse. Assuming you are speaking of the British interpretation of torch, or English or whatever. Hey, okay, so I'm guessing I have to get in there too. Hey, flashlight torch thing. The flashlight switches on and off via the inventory tab, or hopefully with the shortcut key F. Now where's the emergency glow stick? Should still be in the locker. Keys in my inventory. Press tab. Okay. Boop. Aha. Boom. I really like this kind of physics engine right here. I'm just saying, that's great. Okay, batteries. Probably for the flashlight. Yep. And glow sticks. G. For when we run out of batteries. Okay. Interesting. Should be everything I need to go to get... I want to get out of here before it gets dark. Okay. Yeah, that lamp is really kind of getting annoying now. What's in the chest, quick? Dearest Eric, just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. I've left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of your bed. I really don't know why you still have one bed on board. Taking shifts because of it is no way to get your rest, but what does a fisherman's wife know of life at sea? I'll be praying every night for you to make the catch you need so that you can come home to safety. And soon. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know I might nag sometimes, but I do love you, you know. I've been watching those overalls of yours, I know you'll get them covered in assortment of fish parts in no time, but I still feel better knowing they've had a wash. Before I forget, the Hendricksons in the village have asked me to see if you'll be coming by any trout, but I said they were mostly out of season. If you do happen upon any, don't say anything. Stow them well in the ice and do something special with them to celebrate when you come home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treat once in a while. Take care. No. Guessing that's the wife of the guy who took us here. Guess some extra money, yeah, just to take us over. Let's get out of here, boys. As I step off the boat, setting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I'd been to discovering my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation, my spirit, or my spirit first, but I lost feeling in my extremities soon after. I knew hypothermia was setting in, and I started looking for shelter. Okay. So cold. I don't know where I am. I need shelter soon. Gotcha. So that's like battery bar, I guess. My entire head went numb a long time ago, but I can still hear wind. Okay. Oh, lovely. So I guess the lantern equivalent in this game would be, yes, frozen shut door. I guess the equivalent would be like the flashlight, and then the glow sticks are maybe like the tinder boxes, but you can place them down anywhere. Can't get in too, the ice is too thick. So we gotta find something to smash that open with. Or just find a way to turn it anyways. I don't think that's gonna work out. Let's see. I really like these games, if I'm gonna be honest. Ooh, rocks. Just the mixture of horror elements and puzzle elements. It's pretty common to see horror mixed with puzzle games mechanics, but these days a lot of stuff's stationary. And like I have this kind of physics thing, you don't see this often. What the heck? So can we lift this lid? Oh yeah, there we go. Down the hatch. Okay. So we found shelter. Awesome. Doesn't sound good. Definitely not good. Okay. What next? Ooh. That's... I wouldn't trust that. Jeez, my head. I can't believe I fell that far and survived. Although looking around, maybe I didn't. What is this place? I guess it said. I didn't get to read it all the time. Hey, some barrels. I mean, that's not incredibly far. But, yeah, this is like big oof right here. These are like metal bars, it looks like. And if this frame had decayed enough, we would have just fallen right through. That's terrifying. Okay. Let's see. Got a pipe, or a steel rod, okay. A flare, okay. Another one behind here. Can we... It's not like Half-Life where you can grab a thing and then just shove it and it goes flying. Hey, hammer. Let's see, I can swing it. I can swing this hammer if I hold left mouse. I can make a backswing by pulling the mouse right and then following through by pushing left. The opposite works too. Pulling back and then thrusting forward produces a stabbing motion. I reckon if I hold down right mouse after the backswing, I should still be able to look around. Okay. Ah. Hey. Empty box of ammunition. Oh, okay. Lovely. Heck yeah, this is actually really quite a nice system. Ooh, ooh, there's something behind that. I'm guessing we can't get through here. It's a wooden door. I hope it's open. Okay. Yeah, no, of course. Why would it ever be open? Let's be real here. Gotta put the... I'm gonna just bind that to 1. Because that's gonna probably be useful. Hey! It's a secret hole. Whoa, why does everything get bright like that? Boom. Jot down some notes. Okay, let's see. That's the other thing. To-do list. I am in some kind of underground installation, but the only door out of this room, out of the room I'm in, is locked. Need to find some other way around. That would be this tunnel I just found. Although my vision is shifting, just like amnesia. Lovely. What's through here? I guess... Okay, so this is the door. Oh. Oh, good. Yeah, let's just have that happen. I'm not gonna go down there. Okay. Awesome, we've got that open. Never mind, it looks like I'm going down there. Lovely. Here, boom. Ah, it's that kind of thing. So I need this barrel out of the way. Boop. I guess I could just walk into it, couldn't I? Yeah, boom. So we are heading down even deeper. Whatever I was descending into, it was 100 feet below ground, protected by 2 solid metal hatches, located in a remote Arctic wilderness and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it's made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. I'd never given it much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets, emergency services at the end of a phone line, health and safety in the workplace, friends, family, lovers, all there. And if something goes wrong, part of the carefully designed structure to prevent all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school, surrounded by a closing ring of older kids, knowing anyone that might help me, friends, parents, teachers, were too scared or too far away. Jot down some notes just in case. Okay. Not notes, of course, it's just this. It's reminders or to-do lists. There could be anything down here. Heroics are for Hollywood actors and fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances. If I face off against anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defense now. Okay. Good to know. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd be best off staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing control will give me the chance to hide in the shadows. I know I've got it right, but because of the blue tint in my vision. Plus, I should be quiet enough that I won't be heard unless something's right on top of me. Better remember to shut off light sources, though. Ah, lovely. So we are getting real here. Let's see. The entrance to the cave has caved in. There must be another way out. Great. And what if there's not? Well, you're doomed. I guess we can assume that it's probably safe until it's not. Oh, I wasn't reading the freaking stuff. Josh, dang it. Okay. Exit, office, northern area, workshop, storage, explosives. Let's go to the office first, I guess. Yeah. Storage room. This is the way, yeah. And then down this way, office. Got a bottle to throw, I guess, in case something comes after me. Boom, into the office. Yes, very similar to the thing in amnesia. With that. Oh, again, this is like prerequisite to it. Backstrom. 15th August 1945. 1945. That was like, I think, end of World War II, or not really end, but nearing the end. Command bunker, emergency airstrip Zulu, weekly report. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received. Standard emergency drills carried out. Routine runaway maintenance complete. I have ordered maintenance be carried out twice weekly from here on in, due to increased snowfall. One wounded. The one wounded figure is no cause for concern. Back in London, the Germans haven't extended their front by 4,000 miles. Okay. Two of my men were caught manufacturing cherry bombs in our workshop/armory and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. I take partial responsibility for this in that I allowed them access to the demolitions manual we keep in the storeroom. I'm sure that's where they learn the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I have now locked up the manual in a chest in my office and will keep the key on my person at all times. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that a more suitable punishment would have been for him to stay out here, but the matter is out of my hands. This base is so disconnected sometimes. I feel as if this war could end, and we might not even hear about it out here. Supply requisition order. Dynamite for excavation purposes, 7 bayonets. Not necessary in my opinion, but procedure states we should have a full complement. 1 industrial ice pick for removing the damn ice that forms on the external hatch. 1 pair of reading glasses, category 7C. An order for myself. My glasses are in rather poor state of repair and could do with replacing. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress. The structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage, and excavation of previously caved-in areas is going ahead. 1 point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an artifact buried in the earth and discovered by one of the work team. Later this evening, after martial duty, I shall take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be man-made and may have working parts inside. I shall remove what looks like the front cover and see if I can't discover the source of light, which constantly emanates from it. Chief NCO Major, some M Major, with that pretty that it actually is in the chain of command. Okay. Major Marshal? I don't know. An old man, clutching something unseen. He is strange and yet is no stranger. Never seen before. I still know this man before he is Howard. He is Howard. I call him Father. Okay. So he's like, look back into the past. Oh, what the hell? What just happened? I don't know if that was such a good idea. This is like give memories to the past. Kind of like the same thing in Amnesia, I guess, yeah. A small key and a note. Copenhagen Post, Monday, 17th August, 1930. Psychotropic deposits at the bottom of the death mine. That's an interesting title. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that mind-altering chemicals naturally sown into the rock may be the cause of high suicide rates at the Greenland mine. The university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workers of the northwestern lead mine last year. They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's naturally higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high, at 46 deaths per 100,000 populace, compared to the national average of 29. On further investigation, experts diagnosed in many of the miners symptoms in common with the earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. This has prompted research to hypothesize that natural deposits of lysergic acid, a pH4 formula recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties, may be present in the rocks. Few locals were conducive to interview, but I don't know, maybe that's the word conducive to interview. I don't know. But those who agreed to speak had their own explanations. Invite spirits, or invite spirits? Okay, known as the Turngate, live in the mountains. The university is waiting. Is awaiting the results of chemical testing studies. The chemical testing studies continue. So, great. Basically, you've just given me a reason to possibly be insane here. Or be going insane. Boop. Boop, boop. Okay, I'm just wondering, is there any good stuff in here? Ooh, some batteries. Heck yeah. Of course, you've got the batteries, because... I mean, I don't doubt that around this time there were batteries, quite honestly. Kind of just doubt that they're the exact same kind, but maybe we had AA's back then here that also still work on modern equipment. I'd still be kind of hesitant on using them, but hey, whatever. I got a piece of beef jerky. Okay, not without aroma. Great, really old piece of meat. Let's see. Ooh, flare. Open it. The chest is locked. Wonder if this key works on it. Yep, this is the explosive manual, isn't it? Oh yeah, gamer. Heck yeah, gamer. We got explosive manual. Big Book of Explosives, 1923 edition. Okay. This page, gosh dang it. Can't talk. Chapter 1.3, Black Match Fuse. The black match fuse is one of the oldest and simplest, most reliable fuses used in modern pyrotechnics. It's easy to create, essentially consisting of just string and gunpowder. But be warned, the chemicals concerned will stain clothes, and as always, due concern is advised. Materials required: string, preferably cotton, black gunpowder, and Backstrom, the thing I got earlier. The string should be coated with a thin layer of Backstrom, which acts as adhesive. The string is then carefully rolled in the gunpowder and left to dry, at least a couple of minutes before use. Chapter 2.1, Dynamite. Invented by Alfred Noble in 1866, dynamite is commonly used in construction, mining, and demolition. It has proven far safer to handle than alternatives such as pure nitroglycerin, provided that it has been properly stored over time. The explosive components of dynamite, supposedly made safe by the presence of the diatomaceous. I have not read that word ever before. Gosh dang, man. Diatomaceous earth has a tendency to weep, making an old box of explosives liable to detonate on contact. Great. So basically, if you don't store it correctly, they'll blow up when you touch them. Nice. Materials required: 1 part diatomaceous earth. Okay. 3 parts nitroglycerin and small amount of sodium carbonate. Text unreadable, and then simply form into short sticks and wrap in paper. Sweet. Okay. Blah blah blah, and then simply form into short sticks and wrap in paper. Lovely. Okay. Chapter 2.3. Trinitrotoluene TNT. What the heck? Is that the actual name of it? Trinitrotoluene. Trinitrotoluene. Is that French? German? That's German. Okay. Cool. TNT was first discovered in 1863 by German chemist Joseph Wilbrand, but it took some years before it yielded its true potential. This was because of the difficulty in making it explode and the lesser detonation is in comparison to dynamite. The main advantage was discovered by the German Navy, who employed TNT relative explosives stability in order to cause massive damage to British warships. The torpedoes could detonate inside a ship's armor rather than exploding on contact, as did other shells. Chapter 2.6, Armstrong's Mixture. Armstrong's Mixture is included in this book as more of a point of interest than a viable chemical mix. The formula exists as somewhat of a legend in modern pyrotechnics, referenced by those knowledgeable enough to stay away from it as a death mix. It's incredibly volatile, which makes it unsuitable for almost all potential applications. Material required: red phosphorus and barium. This mixture can be carefully and slowly mixed to minimize risk to the chemist. Sulfur can substitute for some or all of the barium to slightly decrease sensitivity. Okay, cool. So the question comes down to, which one are we making? Also, holy crap, this is a long video. I just realized I've been doing this for 26 minutes. I think it might be a good time to, yeah. Well, just look through some cabinets and then we'll go. Painkillers, lovely. Another piece of meat. Okay. Just about nothing left here. Well, okay. It would seem, guys, that we've gotten some progress. We know how to make explosives now, so hey. I think I'm gonna end this video off here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.